Hi, everybody. Every monkey. What if I said every monkey, like how bronies say every pony? That would be funny. Anyway, today is hopefully the last week you will ever hear me complaining about the audio issues again. Definitely nothing will ever go wrong again. Specifically, for some reason, for the first, 5 minutes of this episode, Mom's mic had, a weird reverb effect on it. You'll be able to hear it a little bit. I promise it goes away after, literally the first 3 minutes, so it's all good. Yeah. As usual, the Monkees may be a children's show from the 60s. But the Monkees pod is a cool, raw, inappropriate adult show. It's edgy. It's got that edgy South Park humor. Enjoy the episode. I made myself laugh. That was not that funny. Enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Monkees Pod, a Monkees recap podcast. My name is Sommer.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Molly.
Today, we will be covering Season 1, Episode 6, Success Story, which I almost exclusively refer to as the one where Davy cries.
That's pretty much it.
A couple other things happen, which we might get into. So for this episode, since it's kind of our first, Davy episode that isn't the episode 1 was a little bit of a Davy episode, but this one's really a Davy episode.
Davy-centric.
So we're going to learn a little bit about David Thomas Jones today. So he was born on December 30th, 1945, which happens to be the same day that Mike was born. They have the same birthday.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Which is why on their album, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones, he's Jones.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they're both Capricorn. He was born in Longsight, Manchester, England, which is the inner city area, apparently, to Harry and Doris Jones. He had 3 sisters, Hazel, Linda, and Beryl.
Beryl?
Yeah.
That's a name.
And Linda is spelled with a Y, so.
Okay.
Jones's mother died from emphysema when he was 14 years of age.
Nice.
Yeah. So the first TV acting he did was on Coronation Street.
Of course.
Yeah. Which I have a feeling you might only know Coronation Street.
Oh, I know Coronation Street because of the Queen music video where they parodied Coronation Street by dressing in drag. Yeah.
Yeah, for I Want to Break Free. So, I have to assume that Davy played the schoolgirl that Roger was.
I mean, he must have.
No, he played the grandson of. He played Colin Lomax, the grandson of regular character Ina Sharples, who for one episode, and I have seen clips of this. He was 16 at the time, but he looked like 5. Let me pull this up.
Where's your manners?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Grandma a kiss. Leslie Morgan's only 8 and he doesn't have to kiss his grandma. Well, I'm sure I want no kisses as is begrudged. Oh, I see.
They're all speaking British and I don't understand. They've got him in a little school uniform suit thing.
Much like Mike, his childhood haircut was not more flattering than his ugly.
16 here.
He looks 8.
He does look 8.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was successful as a child actor.
Yeah,
a lot of times, a lot of kids, especially on Broadway, they cast kids who are really small and short. There's height requirements for every child role on Broadway, pretty much, which annoyed me as a tall 12-year-old, because I couldn't audition for Matilda because I was too tall. It reminds me of what's his name? You know who I'm talking about, the actor who's
Andrew Bolger?
Yeah.
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 That's very Davy core, because Andrew Bolger is I don't know how tall he is, but very short, so he was playing child roles for years.
On Broadway, yes, but I'm who's that other actor who's who was he was Paul in Nowhere Boy.
I can picture his face. It's either Thomas Brody or
Thomas Brody
Thomas
Sangster. Thomas Brody Sangster had that thing too, where Thomas Brody Sangster was 13 in Love Actually, but he looked 6.
He still looks so young. He's 30.
He's pushing 40, and he still looks 18.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he has Davy Jones disease. It keeps you young and beautiful forever. Okay.
That's Dick Clark.
Dick Clark was young and beautiful forever?
He was America's teenager, but he was perpetually young.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a reference to somebody who always looks young.
Okay. You were saying about like Davy's hair in this.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Like much like Mike's. Yeah. Like as a child, I guess because back when boys were boys in the 50s, I suppose, in the early 60s, like it was clean cut to have your hair short. And like even though the Monkees go through many ridiculous haircuts in this show, like it's better than the like near buzz cut that they were sporting as teenagers.
The bombs are still dropping. Guys, you're free. You can have beautiful hair. It's okay. Following the death of his mother, Davy decided to stop acting and become a jockey because life's too short, I guess.
And he's too short.
So he started his apprenticeship with Newmarket trainer Basil Foster. Basil?
That's I think Basil.
Yeah, I don't think you pronounce it.
Mick Jagger has a son named Octavian Devereux Basil Jagger, but
but that might be the exception. Davy dropped out of secondary school to be a jockey. Like he left high school to be a jockey,
and it didn't really end up working out for him.
No, it didn't because his trainer knew someone who was like related to the Broadway casting team for Oliver, and was like, "I know a kid." So he proceeded to be in Oliver on Broadway as the Artful Dodger. Fun city itself.
Well in.
Which he was adorable. And how old was he when he did that? Probably like,
I'm not sure.
Like it's 18.
He was a little older.
Yeah. 17, 18. He got a Tony nomination for it. On February 9th, 1964, he appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show with Georgia Brown, who played Nancy, to like promote the show on Ed Sullivan, which happened to be the same night that the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan Show.
That was the same night? That's crazy lineup.
He watched them from the side.
That's crazy.
How did I not know this? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. No, he watched them from the side of the stage and said, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of singing, I'd do anything.
Yeah, no, he said, I watched the Beatles from the side of the stage. I saw the girls going crazy, and I said to myself, this is it. I want a piece of that.
They weren't going crazy enough for him and Oliver? What a tragedy.
Yeah. So
it's a little boy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. In his attempt to do that, I think like I don't know quite who exactly at what level of the studio. He was somehow involved with like Screen Gems and Colpix, who produced their records to some extent before the Monkees was like even started being produced, because he had a record out on Colpix, which was the David Jones album, which if you've ever seen it, it's like this yellow album with a picture of baby Davy with his 50s hair, and it just says David Jones. They show it later in the TV show, so we'll come to that.
And that would be why David Bowie is David Bowie.
Yeah.
This was already a David Jones.
Yeah. I saw that album, the David Jones album. They had it in Wildwood. I almost got it, but I didn't want to buy it because TBH, I've never listened to it.
No, I like the one that I have. Which I bought.
Let's show that.
But like this, I like the songs on this one.
Mm-hmm. This one is
they're not all perfect, but if you can see, maybe we can.
Was this from the 70s?
Yeah, this was post Monkees. But I mean, I don't know if these songs are popular outside of me liking them because it's Davy. I like Road to Love. I like How About Me. I like Ray Jane. I mean, they're all fine. They're not amazing, but you know, I like this photo of him on the back. Very handsome.
Yeah. I just know that on the David Jones album, there is a song called "Put Me Amongst the Girls."
Amongst the girls.
Amongst. So he had that album out, and then basically he was like scouted. Like they were like, okay, we're making a fake Beatles boy band show. Who do we got? Who do we got? And they're like, bring in the Dodger. Bring in the Dodger.
I've observed that on the Davy Jones album cover, he's either wearing a very low-cut shirt or another jacket with nothing underneath.
Yeah.
I think it's
a good look,
jacket
Davy.
with nothing underneath.
Classic Davy Jones look.
Yeah. Always exposing himself. Season 1, Episode 6, Success Story. Directed by James Frawley. Written by Gerald and Dee, my mortal enemies, and Bernie Orenstein. It aired October 17th, 1966. We start with the first proper introduction to my goat, Mr. Schneider. Davy, Peter, and Micky are playing cards with him. And Peter says, "Why do I have to be the dummy? The dummy should be the dummy." And Micky says, "What do you think about that, Mr. Schneider?" And then he pulls a string. And then Mr. Schneider said something garbled that I had to listen to 18 times.
Was this the first reveal of
his
Mr.
voice?
Schneider's, his, yes, voice, but, mouth moving?
His mechanism, yes.
Him talking didn't surprise me, but that his mouth moves in such a disturbing way.
His mouth is, rubbery. So what he says is, "It's a shame to waste youth on children." And he, the voice is played by James Frawley, uncredited, but now we have credited him. Mr. Schneider scares me so much.
The mouth really frightened me.
It's he kind of has the flesh of that Disney animatronics have.
Yeah, that's it. It's way more animatronic-y than it is puppety. It's not just like this. The lips kind of move.
Yeah, he has
really spooky.
Where is that thing? What did they do with the
Who has him?
Who?
If it's still on this earth, I don't think I will ever feel safe.
I think it should be destroyed.
I think Mr. Schneider needs to be destroyed.
I hope Micky has it, actually. I think that would be the right place for it to belong, if not in an incinerator.
I hope Micky has it and he keeps it in the Annabelle holy water wood soaked closing case.
Yeah.
So that he can't get out. So then Mike and some guy walk in, and I have a lot of keyboard slamming and screaming in my notes. And I wrote, "Mike looks so hot, rabid dog gif."
Rabid dog gif.
Yeah.
Parentheses.
No hat. Green matching jacket and bathing suit set with the jacket mostly unzipped. The hair is waving.
Another rare no hat Mike. Shockingly didn't even clock that. But yeah.
They started cracking down on him after this. They're like, "We've let you go now." And
they didn't realize that they would have succeeded more by letting him remain attractive without the hat.
He looks good with the hat too. I like when they make him wear the hat because I know he hates it, and I think that's funny. So the guy that Mike has walked in to the pad with is a telegram messenger, which you can tell because his uniform, which appears to be a cop uniform with two giant badges that say messenger.
I like that.
Surely that wasn't how telegrams were delivered, was it?
Well, they didn't have buttons on them that said messenger, but they had uniforms that looked the postal service. They wear uniforms, so it was uniform like that.
Okay. But if they all wore that, why was it necessary in the Monkees to clarify with this giant badge?
Because they didn't want to I don't know.
There's no good explanation.
There is no good explanation. I mean, they wanted the costume. I mean, they
wanted it to be clear what he was.
But they wanted the uniform. I mean, they needed the uniform.
We'll get to
That's the point.
Also, I was like, was it normal for somebody just delivering you a telegram to enter all the way into your house like that? But then I went over the vacuum cleaner salesman just come into your house and vacuum your house.
Stranger danger did not exist.
Yeah, because this guy is like all the way into their living room.
Well, I think they kind of do. Yeah, maybe it used to be you would invite people in. You wouldn't leave them standing on your stoop.
That's so spooky. In today's world, I can't imagine that.
I know.
Mike refers to Mr. Schneider as their advisor, and that is all the explanation we ever get of what he's doing there.
He's advising them.
We don't know how he got there.
Yeah, we don't know where they found him. Maybe he's an ancient evil older than the pad itself, and he was always there, like Pennywise. So it turns out that the telegram is for Davy, and they all want it until it is revealed that it is collect. Yeah. And then none of them want it because they're broke. So Mr. Schneider is going to pay for it, Mike says, because Mr. Schneider is the only one working.
Right.
It turns out the telegram is from Davy's grandpa, who is, quote, a groovy guy. But Davy doesn't want to see him because he lied and he told him that he was successful when in fact the Monkees are a flop band in universe, and if he finds out, he's going to take Davy back to England.
Because Davy's a child, apparently.
Yeah, and he's
his guardian.
Yeah, and he has control over him legally.
Yeah. I said that the Monkees is profiting off the Paul McCartney's grandfather craze.
That's what I said!
Good, I'm glad we can talk about this. Because I think my theory tracks that, like, Davy was the, not necessarily Paul equivalent, but they knew that girls that liked the things about Paul would like these things about Davy. And I guess Paul's very clean grandfather from Hard Day's Night, I don't know, must have been a hit because now Davy has a grandfather.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. Like, a fake British grandpa. This is the only, like, fake family member of any of the Monkees that we see on the show. And I was just like, oh, yeah, they need the pretty one to have a fake grandpa.
I want to add to the fake, his accent was horrible.
It's questionable.
I was like, this man is not English.
Oh, Ben Wright, grandfather. That is who the actor is. To get around this issue that Davy's going to be sent home, the Monkees decide to pretend that Davy is rich and successful by pretending to be his various, like, servants and hired help. And for some reason, instead of, like, pulling costumes and props out of the Shadow Realm like they normally do,
I noted this too.
They have to scam people out. They have to physically collect these costumes and scam people out of them. Which is weird because they also pull a lot of costumes out of the Shadow Realm in the episode.
I said, like, it took me a while. It took me until, like, after all of that to realize that it was all just a scam to, like, get the clothes. I was like, why did you go through all that? Did they forget about the Shadow Realm?
I guess they did.
Also, like, are we going to talk about each scenario in which they get the clothes? Because what was the deal with Peter?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
I
have many questions.
Yeah, okay. So, first, Micky gets a Rolls Royce from an old rich guy by offering to, like, drive it around for him and, like, clear the cobwebs out of it and exercise it. Pretty, okay, that makes sense. Mike pulls up to an Italian restaurant, which you know is an Italian restaurant because they're playing and
it's called Tony's.
It's called Tony's. And there's, like, a help wanted sign out front, and the Italian restaurant owner goes, "You make a good spaghetti, yes." And Mike goes, "Oh man, you won't believe the kind of spaghetti I make."
And no, he does not believe it.
And then he shows up, but he's covered in...
Yeah, they cut to him.
Cut to Mike, covered in spaghetti.
In the kitchen with, like, chef uniform, covered in spaghetti, which appears to be twine.
I said mop string.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a mop.
That's not the only time they use mop spaghetti in this damn show.
And he's eating it.
He puts it in his mouth.
Puts it in his mouth. I'm like, oh.
Of course, he gets kicked out of the restaurant.
But he runs away.
He runs away he keeps the uniform, so
yeah,
it was worth it.
Costume.
It was worth it. So back at the pad, the messenger is still shaking down Mr. Schneider for his $1.80, which I looked up. It's $17.86 today, so fair, TBH. Yeah. And Micky's like, "Here, I'll show you how to get the money. Let's switch clothes." The messenger was dumb enough to shake down Mr. Schneider, so I guess I understand why he went along with this. But so the Micky in the messenger uniform yells at Mr. Schneider and then just hands the guy the money out of his own pocket, but not his clothes back.
No.
Not his clothes back. So then Peter goes up to an ice cream man.
I can't. Like, this is the most insane one by far. Like, this is the point where I think I had to pause it and, like, make sure I was registering what was happening.
So the ice cream man lists all the flavors he has, which includes Tutti Frutti, which I thought was funny. And Pete, like, shakes his head no to each one. And then the guy's like, I don't got nothing else. So what do you want? The shirt off my back? And Pete's like, and
also Peter doesn't speak.
He doesn't speak
in this
scene. Yeah. So then it cuts to the ice cream guy shirtless. Peter walks away, and he's immediately mobbed by a bunch of, like, businessmen in suits?
Yeah. Like, so apparently it was a really successful ice cream marketing tactic to sell it shirtless.
Yeah. But it was successful towards, like, adult businessmen.
Like, what is the joke? It is funny, but just because it's so nonsensical.
Yeah. I don't know. They thought he was hot stuff. That skinny old ice cream man.
So.
He was skinny, too.
Yeah. Who is this ice cream man actor? Is he listed? Charlie Callis.
Well, Charlie Callis. As Charles Callis.
Ice cream man.
Okay.
So back at the pad, Davy inspects his new staff team. He says, Micky, as my chauffeur, how would you help a lady into the backseat of my car? As quick as I can. and he's like, Mickey.
Yeah, how Micky?
Mike, as my personal chef, what would you make for me? And then his Texas ass mispronounces a bunch of French foods. And he's like, yeah, I can't even say them. Peter, as my devoted houseboy, what will be your main function? I am born to serve my master and live only to perform his bidding. Jork is real, guys.
Yeah, that
Jork
was a convincing argument.
And then he goes, now get me my coat. Get it yourself. I think that's a cute interaction. Davy picks his grandpa up at the airport. And Micky as his chauffeur, he's doing a voice, which is certainly a choice. He's like, oh, yes, sir. Like, I can't even do, like, I can't even do an impression of what he's doing.
I don't know what Micky believes an old chauffeur to sound like.
Yeah, but did you notice that was something?
Yeah, yes, it kind of registered, but I wasn't registering what specifically it was. But it was, what gave me a little bit of Rocky Horror.
Oh, riffraff.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That was what I was getting from it. Yes, master. Yeah.
You know what I think that is? I saw a video of like a lot of cartoons apparently reference. I think Peter Lorre is his name. He was like he was like an old. Let me look this up.
Name's very familiar to me.
Lorre. Last name Lorre. I don't.
Yeah, I think it's Lau or
no Loore.
Okay.
Peter Lorre. He was kind of like known for his timidly devious characters, and like he had a specific accent, and a lot of cartoon characters are made to reference him.
Yeah, right.
So it might be that. Okay. They're picking up Davy's grandpa. Mike like comes up to them pretending to be a fan, and he asks for Davy's autograph. And his disguise is like a cowboy hat, so he gets to like lean into his.
I wrote Texas
access.
Mike is real.
Texas Mike is real. I love it. And then Peter comes up and takes Davy's picture, and he like goes in his ear. Mike's switching disguises, but he says it really loud to where the grandpa would be able to hear. And also, Mike is switching disguises like in full view of everyone.
Yeah, just walk.
It's like 5 feet away.
Yeah. Disguises, which by the way, they didn't have to steal, and they did pull from the Shadow Realm. So maybe Davy's grandpa has like really bad face blindness because all of the Monkees play like 5 different disguises throughout this trip. So a random lady who's been watching them is like, oh, that boy is so famous. Look at all those people coming up to him. I want to come up to him. And because Peter had just said that Mike's coming up in a different disguise, Davy's like, wow, Mike, your disguise is so good. You actually look like this woman.
And then he flirts with her.
Yeah. When he thought she was Mike.
Exactly. And I wrote, oh, he's so used to Mike serving in drag.
Yeah.
And she's like way taller than him.
Yes. She's taller.
Well, most people are.
Well, I know, but like, how could he not know it wasn't him? Like, his disguise included.
Oh, height surgery? Oh, gosh, yeah.
His disguise made him taller?
They drive back to the pad from the airport, and they're about to have a fancy dinner, except, quote, we could only afford 1 serving, so yours is rubber. Yeah. Where are they getting rubber food, which is less expensive than real food?
No, he gave them, they were meatballs, and they were just little rubber balls.
No, they were like rubber fake meatballs. They gave it.
There was also other.
Yeah, there was other food on the plate. There was like there was some kind of like,
and then they also had plastic apples.
Yeah,
so they went out and bought a bunch of fake food.
Yeah, they
and
went
only
out
1 serving of real food.
Well, maybe they just had fake food lying around the house,
and then then it would be too expensive to. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make
It doesn't make any sense. Davy says, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse because he had rubber food for dinner and he didn't get to eat. And Mike's like, why didn't you say so? And there's a jump scare edit from the horse episode.
Right.
But it's wrangling a horse.
It's run backwards.
It's YTP edited again.
Yeah, because you could see this because I noted the sign you're looking at a sign on the wall and it's backwards. So they were like,
maybe they had it the other way in the when we get to the horse episode, you'll see they have the horse in the pad, but they just ran the footage backwards to show them taking the horse back. But that's a 1-second jump scare edit that is not in the canon of the show because the horse is not there. Davy's grandpa's like, wow, Davy, you are rich. You have convinced me. When in comes the Monkees' neighbor? This woman,
this random lady we've never seen before.
She's never seen before herself.
With a fuck ass haircut.
She
has a terrible bowl
Does
cut.
she never come back?
That actress is used in a couple more episodes. This character never comes back.
Yeah, she just wanders in.
Yeah. She has a terrible bowl cut, and she says she is there to, quote, borrow some hot dogs, which sounds like a euphemism. I'm just going to the Monkees' house to borrow some hot dogs.
I know, coming over to, like, would you have a cup of flour? Like, as a thing you did with your neighbors when you liked them back in the day.
Cup of sugar.
Like, the Monkees can't even afford food not made of rubber, but they have enough hot dogs that this lady can come borrow them without asking?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. And it is at this point that the guys whose clothes they stole all come in demanding their clothes. And the guy whose like Rolls Royce it was says to Davy, young fella, you might be a minor, but I'll find your parent or guardian and sue them. That's sure right. He might be a minor. We don't know.
Might be.
He could be.
One universe.
Davy's grandpa's like, you flop failure, fool. You're coming back to England with me. And we get the first beautiful instance of Davy looking sad, wandering around on the beach to the entire length of I Want to Be Free.
It's just like an emo edit of him sad, and it like cuts to like memories of him with his friends. It's so emo. He's gonna miss everyone so much.
Memories.
And it's one of the first like slower songs that we get a montage of.
Memories, dreams. This is not the only time that they write Davy being sad into the episode so that they can cut back to the same footage of him wandering around on the beach for the entire length of I Want to Be Free slow version. They have two versions of this song recorded. They have slow version and fast version. This is slow version. I Want to Be Free, written by Boyce and Hart. Last night while I was doing my research, I found this very insane paragraph that Bobby Hart said about I Want to Be Free. He said, I Want to Be Free is one of the few songs in my whole career, certainly with Boyce, that we wrote just because we felt like writing one night. Usually we were writing for projects all the time. This was one evening when Tommy and I were sharing a house on Hollywood Hills, and he just said, I have this idea. Do you feel like writing something? He was playing these chords. There was some part of a line in that song that was inspired by a Roger Miller song. A ballad about suicide, basically. It may have had the words, I want to be free. Yeah.
Some deep lore to this emo Davy song.
Yeah. Little short boy on the beach, little red shorts. So sad, Davy. But make sure he's naked while he's sad. Yeah, for the kids. For the kids.
Yeah, he had to take his jacket off.
He had to take his jacket off. Yeah.
To wander on the beach.
And then he got back on the horse.
Yeah, and then the horse, he was on the horse with the child.
Yeah, and then he remembered all the times that they played with the children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he remembered the unicycles as well.
Yeah, he remembered
the fond memories.
Yeah. Remembered all the fun he had.
He remembered all the times that they went on the unicycles. The scene where Davy cries. Genuinely emotional scene where Davy has to say goodbye to the rest of the Monkees one by one, like the end of Wizard of Oz. Right. So in general, the Monkees are really, really bad at fake crying. Peter especially is really, really bad at it. And they do it in such a way that makes me so uncomfortable because they're these like grown men crying like babies a lot. It's weird. It's a weird vibe pretty much every time they do it.
They want to make them seem approachable and sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they are
because they're supposed to be children and children cry.
Yeah. But in this one scene in Success Story, Davy uses his Broadway actor training to bring genuine tears to his own eyes in a very subtle and realistic performance of sadness.
It actually broke my heart.
Yeah. And because he's so pretty and has big sparkly eyes,
his
it makes it even worse.
Sparkling, and they're sparkling even extra because there was water in them, and he looks so sad. And I know he's not saying a really goodbye to the Monkees because this is episode 6.
Yeah,
but it really got me.
He shakes Mike and Mickey's hands. And then he gives Peter a full hug, and because Jork is
I'll miss you most of all.
And Peter Tork, I think I'll miss you most of all because Jork is real. Okay, so then Davy leaves out the door, and the rest of the Monkees get upset and cry, but they just cry in the normal monkey fake crying way that makes me uncomfortable. And so they decide, because they are so sad, to intercept Davy before he makes the plane. They go to the airport and infiltrate the airport, once again using Shadow Realm costumes. Yeah. So why didn't they do that before? To be various airport staff.
Are we going to discuss Peter's costume?
We will.
Okay.
The concept of being able to infiltrate an airport.
I know that I'm sitting there going, you never knew a time when you could just walk into an airport.
No, it was a different time.
It was a different time. You could go anywhere.
You could do hijinks
get all the way up to the gate.
You could get all the way to the gate. And this is actually something I flew in when I was in college. There was an airline called People Express, and you would get on it without a ticket, and you would pay for your ticket at your seat like you were on a train.
What? That's crazy.
Like, where could you go? Like, how far?
It was like
when did you show your passport?
You weren't showing your passport. Nobody checked who you were. You did not have to be the person. Here's another. I'll go to another example of how nobody knew who was on the plane. They check your passport if you're leaving the country. That was the only time you ever had to identify yourself on a plane. They were not checking to see your name on the ticket was the same, because you used to be, well, they still do. If you get off a plane that's overbooked, they would give you incentives to they give you miles now usually, but they would give you a free in the 80s they gave you a free ticket. And I did it once going to school. I was flying up to Buffalo or Rochester, with one of the two, and I got off the plane, and so I had a free ticket. Then I didn't have a chance. I only had like a year to use it or whatever, and I didn't have the opportunity to fly again, because usually I would drive back and forth to school. So I gave that free ticket to my friend Diane, who was flying to Florida. And so I booked the ticket to Florida in my name, and I went to the airport with her, and I checked in, and then I handed her the ticket, and she got on the plane.
It was a different time.
A different time.
So Davy's grandpa's face-blind ass has an extended comedic exchange with Micky as like the gate agent or something, where Micky stalls for time, and he never recognizes him or realizes that anything is wrong this whole time. And then Peter comes up in a costume that I cannot explain. He's wearing like a brown sack dress. He has giant feathered wings on his arms, which he's flapping, and he has like a white bandage on his head. And he's going, "Don't fly, don't fly.
Don't fly too close to the sun." It's Icarus. Is it Icarus? Is that?
I guess what we're supposed to believe.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Because I almost thought he was supposed to be like just like a crazy person.
No, I thought he was like, I don't know.
Is it Icarus who is who?
That makes sense.
No, he does. He does say
that his wings melt. Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that is right.
Tracks.
Okay,
but he still looks crazy.
Yeah. No.
But now Icarus, is that like Greek?
Yeah, that's ancient.
Right. So he's
that's why. Oh, that's why
Greek.
He has like the dress on.
Yes.
Okay, that was just the.
Did Icarus have a bandage around his head? Famously?
Well, maybe when he hit his head when he fell. Question mark.
I don't know what the bandage on the head was, but I got Icarus out of that.
Okay, that does make more sense. I think what we figured out is that it's just Screen Gem's costume backlog score attempt at Icarus from Greek mythology.
It really looks insane.
Yeah,
and
he
looks like a giant, like injured pigeon.
No, it's like Micky's the gate agent, Mike's like the baggage driver, and Peter's the Icarus that's always at the airport. You know how Icarus is always at the airport when you go.
Strange is like the other two are like disguised as normal people.
Yeah,
and he was telling him not to fly. That was he just kept going, "Don't fly, don't fly."
Yeah. So Mike pulls up in like the baggage go-kart, and he starts driving Davy's grandpa around in the airport in circles, and the other two are chasing, and they're all running around trying to get him confused. And despite all this confusion, they could have easily caused him to miss his flight, but they in fact drive right back to the gate where Davy's waiting. So that was pointless. And Davy's grandpa's like, "Look, Davy, I respect how hard your friends tried and failed to keep you here. So even though they are stupid, it's clear they love you and you've got a good thing going here. So I'll let you stay in America." And instead he decides to take back the lady that Davy thought was Mike. We cut to the Monkees sitting on a park bench. Mike is trimming the pom-pom on his hat.
I noted that one too. I like that.
Okay. I now have a tangent from the Tales of Monkees Stan Twitter. There, like a couple months ago, there used to be this weird old boomer woman who would quote retweet like all of my posts saying like the grossest thirsty shit about Mike.
Oh, no.
And I was like, real girl, but at your big age and on Maine is crazy. she had blocked a bunch of like my friends and acquaintances for reasons that we could not understand. And for a minute, I thought it was because she was homophobic. Okay. And she was like blocking gay people or something, but she was fine with me. And I was like, hey, to that one boomer woman who quote retweets all of my posts, I love gay people and I want the Monkees to kiss. So you might want to rethink retweeting me all the time. And she was like, I support gay people too. Who I block is up to me and my business, but I'll leave you alone. And then she disappeared in the night, never to be seen again. Okay. But she was the one who informed me that Mike trimming the pom-pom on his hat was kind of a reference to like grooming poodles like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like poodles have a pom-pom on.
Yeah, like poodles have little, and apparently, I guess poodle grooming was a common enough like funny trope that that's what the visual gag was supposed to be.
Okay.
And learning that piece of knowledge that I didn't know inspired me to have you on the podcast.
Okay. These bits are really specific.
Yeah.
But I'm not a boomer.
You're not. You're a Gen X with boomer influences.
Yes. It's the closest thing we've got.
It's as close as I can get, okay? If you can't get a real boomer, store-bought is fine. So on the park bench, they're like, my grandfather, I thought he was your grandfather. Well, if he's your grandfather, who knows? They want Hard Day Night's grandfather Nachos so bad. And Davy says, he was my grandfather, and he's a groovy guy. And they're like, we tried so hard to impress Davy's grandpa, when the whole time we could have just played for him. Zoom out, they're holding instruments now. And for the final music video of the episode, we go into Sweet Young Thing by Michael Nesmith.
Another Mike solo.
Mike song. But he still looks pissed off playing it, even though it's his song.
Maybe this is just not what he wanted for this song.
Yeah. Well,
like a montage.
I have a couple explanations for this. One of them is he is still lip syncing to an instrumental track that he did not play on. The other is his face is just like that because he is a grumpy little stink face. But then I actually found some interesting. He throws some shade at Carole King and Jerry Goffin, who wrote the song with him. And this is what he said about it. I think Sweet Young Thing was a good song. I liked Jerry and Carole quite a bit. It was not the sort of songwriting alliance that I would continue to any great effect. I was not a fan of the writing environment. I didn't like being cast in with some other folks and being told write with them. Jerry and Carole had very strong songwriting styles. I really enjoyed working with them. It was just the circumstances that were tough. He just didn't like that they like told him to.
He didn't like that they told him what to do.
Yeah, he didn't like that he told them what to do. Also in this music video, they're like playing with old people in the park.
Oh God, that was funny.
Yeah.
Like what was it?
They were like skipping in a circle.
Those old people weren't all old.
No. Some of them were fake old people.
Some of them were old and some of them were fake old people.
Better than fake race people.
Yeah, better than fake Asian people.
Yeah. And also, like, somehow this strange montage made more sense than some prior montages.
Yeah.
It
was like Sweet Young Thing, so they had all the old
and because
people.
they were talking about how much their music would have impressed Davy's grandpa had he been there.
Yes.
Because
so like finally some thought was put into this random music video.
So all the old people. Yeah. I kind of like that whole thing.
Yeah.
I did notice there seemed to be like a fiddle in there. And I was like, where's that sound coming from? Not any of these instruments.
Yeah. So is Jerry Goffin in the studio.
I'm like, that sounds like fiddle music.
At the beginning of the music video, when they're sitting on the bench, they're in their like 8-button shirt monkey uniforms. And then when it cuts them with the old people, they're all wearing different suits.
Yeah.
Which I know because Mike has like a blue suit and he looks so good. And he has like, and you can really see he has like a little snaggletooth on the right side. It's so cute. It makes a smile so specific, and he never got it fixed, and I always look for it, and you can see it really good in this. And Davy has some beautiful rectangular sunglasses.
Yes, I noted the sunglasses. I think that there's a photo of George Harrison with really similar sunglasses.
Yeah, there is. That's in my Beatles book, my Beatles Monthly.
Yes, the Beatles Monthly.
Yeah. They made a Monkees Monthly as well, and they look pretty similar. I should get some, and then we can read them on the pod.
Yes.
That would be a great idea for a future episode. Ha ha ha, I get to buy more Monkees stuff for the podcast. 1 minute short. Mike says, Davy, why were you running across the stage? And Davy like nuzzles into his shoulder and he goes, to tell you the truth, I was going to the bathroom. Bob Rafelson is talking, he's like interviewing Davy. He goes, so it might be shown in England. What do you think about that? And Davy's like, my dad's gonna love that. And Bob's like, oh, what's your dad do? Davy says, he's a layabout. He lives off my money. No, just kidding. He's been ill.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was
David's
like,
all right.
Parents,
Like,
Jesus.
okay.
And that was like a bad way to do that. Like the man's sick.
Yeah.
Like
Poor father.
And your father's ill. Like, talk about it.
Yeah, like
That was bad.
yeah. Davy's like playing with his necklace in his mouth the whole time, which could be because he was uncomfortable with the conversation.
I have out of focus. Like they went out of, like it was out of focus. At some point.
Well, but that's how you know it's like really unscripted, and they're like actually just saying their real thoughts. He tells the story of how he went back to England a few weeks ago, and his sister thought he was a girl getting off the plane because his hair was to his shoulders and he has a baby face. And then Micky says, "I'll do my impression of Davy."
Davy looks like a child.
Yeah.
And then his father made him get a haircut.
Yeah,
and then sent him back because the haircut wasn't short enough.
Yeah, his dad made him get 2 haircuts. And then he says, so I bought him a house and now he can't tell me shit anymore.
Yeah, he can't tell me not to.
Yeah. I believe all the Monkees have written like some sort of autobiographical books. And I've read Mike's, I've read Infinite Tuesday. I know Davy has one that I haven't read. I am curious about like his relationship with his dad though now, because knowing that like his mom died when he was 14, and like if his dad was like also sick and he had to be like this child actor who was like basically supporting his family, like that's a huge burden to put on a kid. And that's like Jeanette McCurdy talks about that, and like I'm glad my mom died as like one of the main reasons why it's like fucked up to be a child actor, I get the sense that like Davy's relationship with his dad wasn't the best, and I just wonder if there was like more to that. Perhaps I'll do more research and report back. But
there you go.
Yeah, the Monkees are out.
Monkey out.
Again. All right. Thank you for listening to that episode of the Monkees Pod. We hope you enjoyed it. You can follow us at Monkees Pod on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter. This is my Davy Jones impression. How would you say your sister was? Bye.